Boop bop.
Boop,
Boop, boop, boop, boop.
Welcome to Chubby Boy Magic.
It's so tingly.
Oh my god. Anyway, on this week's episode, we have Mr. Blackie Chan in once again.
Sir
Duh.
Blackie Chan.
Sir
Sir
Blackie Chan.
Blackie Chan.
Yes, he's been knighted.
I've been knighted at Outlaw Creek with
Yeah.
sticks.
Oh, yeah.
As did you.
I got knighted at Outlaw Creek with the ground.
Holy fuck. Alright, boys, we're gonna get into some shit.
Shit.
All right.
Speaking of that, the look on your face when I looked up to try and catch my breath because it did knock the wind out of myself.
That
Like
does
I was
that.
like,
Yeah.
That's kind of
9.
what I was like, oh, nope, his belly hit the bars. That's probably going to knock the wind out of him.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see how
He
does.
was
And
like,
then did my feet scorpion over because it felt like
Oh,
my
I
feet
missed it.
may have scorpioned over.
it's so much.
Not a lot. Not
Not-
full scorpion.
yeah.
Like a diet scorpion.
man.
Yeah, like a fat guy.
You know,
scorpion.
had you done it, you would have seen it.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, hold on. Side note. So,
Squirrel is a pussy.
I am a pussy. My pussy hurts so much.
Yeah.
Anyway,
This bitch went. This bit. We were 0.74 miles in.
Oh my
And,
God.
and let me do a reenactment of Squirrel.
Dude,
now
that sounds
imagine I am like fire engine red,
Okay.
yeah. Well, that's not hard
and
to
then
imagine.
gasping for air.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah.
I'm gonna back this truck. I hate this.
I
And I'm like, come on, buddy.
I
This is
could-
so good.
I could not. From years of training, I know where my limit is, and I've been sick for like the last 2.5, 3
Bro,
weeks.
just go past the limit.
always.
Oh
has
yeah,
an
so
excuse.
I'm like sitting there and I'm like I stop and my fucking hands are trying to like seize on me, not cramp. They don't want to
Yeah, yeah,
work
yeah,
because I don't
lock
have
up.
enough fucking oxygen in my fucking bloodstream
Yeah.
because like I'm just like it sounded like and then he told me he didn't love me. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
that's
bike
Outlaw
is
Creek, baby.
that yeah, dude. That bike is not set up right for me. I have a boil on my ass cheek. That's just all. I mean, everything about that was the worst.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
He
Yeah.
gets the inhaler out, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
you need about 6 puffs on that thing.
Yeah, and I didn't even smoke beforehand to make sure I would be good, and then that was a mistake. I should have smoked.
Yeah.
I should have been smoking on the fucking trail.
And then 1.5 miles in, like literally, I think we were
Oh my God.
1.46 miles in because I had my little computer, and
Nice.
he's like, I'm done. I'm going to the truck.
I could
Fuck
see the
you.
truck, and I was like, over and out, homie. And he was like, well, if you're going to be a bitch about it, well, it actually sounded like this.
If you're gonna be a bitch about it,
God damn it. That button likes to stick. It's fucking annoying. Yeah, so no, it was, thank you very much for coming out
Oh man, that was a blast.
and then
Oh,
riding with us.
yeah.
I'm glad that you
We're-
came out.
We're gonna do it again.
Yeah, we're gonna do it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Outlaw Creek
Tu-
kicks everyone's ass. Dude.
Tuesday in the
That's-
trees.
Yeah. Yeah. It's open all weekends and it's open on Tuesdays.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's gnarly. Like, because I've ridden Skip, I've ridden Draper, and I was like, all right,
No,
cool. And then
no,
I got there and I was like, fuck.
Yeah. You were working. You were always working. You're
Yeah.
either on the brakes balancing or you're in baby gear climbing.
Uh-huh.
Or you're on a feature trying not to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the three.
That
the whole
I will
trail.
say.
Yeah.
The last time I'd been there, there was not a jump line.
Right.
That
right,
was
right.
just field.
Yeah.
You would come around the thing where the little keg was.
Yeah.
And the rest of that was just field.
Yeah.
And that new jump line,
Oh my God.
amazing.
It's
Yeah.
I'm too
Shout
afraid.
out to what's his name? Derek.
Yep,
Yeah.
Derek
yeah.
Lewis, yeah.
Is
They-
Derek the one I was hanging out with
Yeah.
talking to?
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
super nice and
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah. He's also an asshole too sometimes.
Well, he was
Yeah.
to you, not to me.
Not really.
I think he was taking pity
he
on
just
me.
looks like
I call him the jump troll.
yeah. He
Yeah,
really does.
I
look-
would say that's
he
accurate.
does have a troll look about
Yeah,
him.
he
Yes.
does.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
certainly
He
does.
works like a troll. I've never seen anyone do dirt work in like flip flops. I'm
Oh, yeah.
talking shoveling,
Yeah.
hops on a
Once you-
tractor.
Yeah, picks
In
and
straight
picks and
up
shovels and
flip-flops,
shit.
dude.
And you're
Yes.
you're like, dude, closed toe
He
shoes
like
minimum.
comes around the corner on a donkey.
You're like, what the fuck, man? So yeah, no, he was super nice because like I was sitting there shooting the shit whenever
Yeah.
you guys were when you were watching Spanky eat all the shit, and I was like, well, I'm gonna be over here. Well, because okay, so at Outlaw Creek there is you can go off this jump and then just fuck it. It's this wood ramp and you just fucking send it. I did not
Right.
because all day it had been go to the right, and then I went instinctively to the right, and as
that was
I'm
the
going to the
wrong
right,
one.
all the guys are up on the canopy, and they're like, "No,
No, wrong way.
Yeah.
wrong way." And I was like, "Motherfucker!" So, and then I was talking to him. He's like, "You didn't." Next time you come out next week when you're here, just get to it and just ride it. He's like, don't go get all the extra speed because
Yeah,
that's
just
what's
roll it.
fucking with you.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, he didn't say it exactly, but his eyes were like, pussy, just go, just slower. He's like, just
Yeah.
fast enough, you're not gonna fall over. And then-
I have crashed 3 solid times at Outlaw Creek just to avoid Derek calling me a pussy. The last time,
Yeah.
I should have walked the trail. They had left a little kicker out.
Uh-huh.
I was flying down that jump line. I mean, I was
Right.
cooking. My nickname's Mr. Momentum because they're like, we don't understand how you're going this fast.
And you're like,
because I'm chubby boy man.
Because I'm fat.
Yeah.
Flying down. I hit the jump and I was in the air long enough to go, oh, well, that's fucking different. And then I crashed and rolled forward. Everyone fucking saw it. And then as I'm laying on the ground, I'm like, I'm walking this next time.
Yeah.
Don't call me a pussy. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, you're good. You're
You're
good. I'm
good.
on-
Yeah,
I know where you've been. That
Yeah.
oh, this is neat.
Yeah.
I'm flying through
then,
the air.
Then shortly after, it's like, oh, this is gonna hurt.
Oh, Yeah.
like it's just, oh, well, this is cool. This
Yeah.
I've never felt this before. And
Yep.
then you're like, fuck, this is gonna
You
hurt.
got to learn how to fall.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's
That-
that is very true.
Yeah.
So I used to skate,
Oh, then you know.
ride
Yeah.
BMX,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
all like freestyle ramp and all that kind of stuff. So
Nice.
it is. I know how to fall. Like you learn.
You have to learn it.
Yeah.
Tuck and roll.
Yeah.
And so there have been times when I've fallen like as an adult cycling,
uh-huh.
and people just like the look on their face and are like, "Whoa,
Whoa.
Yeah,
like
you
how'd
thought
you do that?"
died.
And I'm like, "Well, I mean, no, you know how to. You just
Yeah.
tuck and roll."
Yeah. So, like
Yeah, you
you're on
just-
fire, just tuck and roll.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
dude, I watch because my Instagram reels are just death. So it's back to death again.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I know. Midgets, little people, LPs, and then like and then just death.
There, okay, there is yes.
Yeah, there's part of
yes.
it that
and
I-
there's lots of other debaucherous stuff
Yeah.
that I'm like, what the?
I forgot to send it to you. So I need to send it to you if it comes up again because it was wild. It's some Eastern Bloc fucking country.
Nice.
And it's
nice.
like gas explosion. I'm like, this is gonna be good. So like tractor trailer pulls in, and then it's like there's obviously clearly a gas leak that has all just been around
Just
apartment
marinating.
Yeah, and spark, and it's just like the truck's blowing up, and then like I don't know if it was trash cans or what. It's just boom, 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 and like the guy recording it's like, oh God, in whatever language he's speaking. And then there's a guy that runs out of all this and he is on fire. And at first I was like, stop, drop, and roll. Yeah. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, no, he's running away from the
From
explosion.
the more fire, yeah.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
poor bastard is not going to stop, drop, and roll until he is of safety.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, the motherfucker clears it around and then I'm like, you're clear now. And I'm like, now you stop, drop, and roll. And I'm like,
Yeah.
did they teach that in like
In other
other places?
That's got to be international.
I would
hope.
have
I mean, you think, but who knows?
I don't know. We'll have to ask a good doctor.
I'm
over
so
in Germany.
scared of forgetting that. Like one day
Oh,
I'm
dude.
going to be on
Yeah,
fire.
Have you ever
because
been
when,
on
when
fire?
I'm really on fire, I'm not going to be
Yeah.
like, stop, drop, roll. You know,
so-
no, I'm. You know,
I was welding with my father's arc welder many a year ago.
Nice.
And I don't know if it was a hoodie. I don't know. I got an arc on me.
Okay.
And then I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
all of a
yeah.
sudden I'm like, oh shit. And then so it starts kind of going up. And I also had that thought of, I hope I remember to fucking stop, rock, and roll. And I am here to tell you, it is drilled into your fucking memory. Because I immediately was like, no, like, it wasn't where I needed to, but my initial thought was concrete floor will feel really good right now. And just fucking belly flop. And my father's like, are you all right? And I'm like,
see, the one that worries me
yeah.
is bees, because you always
Yeah,
think
dude.
what, bees, like you get in water, they won't sting you
Right,
if you're.
right.
And I'm like,
I don't know how to
I'm gonna
swim,
be
so
getting
that- I'm
stung
gonna
to death,
fucking
running around looking for somebody with a pool.
Water. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wasp.
That's gonna suck, dude.
Dude,
Wasps, dude, wasps suck.
Waspus.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Especially those mean red motherfuckers.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I just
yeah,
fuck.
yeah,
Yeah, dude.
I've been real lucky in my life. I think I've been stung by a bee like once,
Oh, really?
and I think I've been stung by a wasp.
Are you
like,
allergic to
once.
either?
No, not terribly. I'm allergic to literally everything else.
I got
Huh.
at my parents' house. They used to have like the red ones would
Uh huh.
make a nest up in the roof line, and so I get tagged by them every now and then. At like my last house, I didn't realize on our back porch one time. We had a yellow jacket nest, and so they're the little bitty. And I walked out, and it was like, I think I got some
Wrong neighborhood, motherfucker.
Yeah, pretty much. They're like,
it's over here doing the
They're like, you in the hood, and it was like zap 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 zap, and next thing I know, I was running, screaming like an old lady.
Yeah, you got jumped in.
I did. Dude, that's what it felt like.
It's rough, dude. Yeah.
I was like, I can't get the button to work. That's amazing. Our buddy Evans, he used to climb radio towers for a living, and he worked for a company, and so he was at I think he said he was 300 foot up off the ground, and he gets up and there's a wasp nest, and he's like, whatever. Well, he's like, Evans is 40. Yeah, he's 40 now. So this is probably when he's 36, 37. And he can't remember if he's allergic to wasps. And he's like,
this is the wrong place.
Yeah, and he's
like, know that.
Well, so he gets up, he kind of circumnavigates around all of it because they were on an electrical thing. And then he's climbing back down apparently because he gets up above them. They're because they're just at that elevation.
Yeah.
He gets above them, gets below him, and I can't remember how far he made it down. He made it down a little bit before fucking one was like, oh, did you forget something? Bam! And lit his ass up. And then he's like, oh, I'm fine. And he gets in his work truck with his buddies and he's like, I think I'm allergic to these motherfuckers. You need to take me to the hospital. So he's rushed to the hospital. And I was like, dude, that is he's harnessed in, he's clipped in, but and they do safety, they can rescue you. But God, could you imagine getting fucking eaten up? Yeah, dude, that certain death. You know, the most interesting thing about that job too is it's not the likelihood of death is not from falling in your tower climbing.
It's from the heart attack on the way down.
No, well, that's yes, but it's
or is it from the ground stopping you suddenly?
Suddenly.
No, I feel like
it's that
it's gonna be the ground.
You know what it is?
Going hold up, buddy.
Stop, collaborate. No, he was telling me he's like. You when you're climbing on them, there's bird shit, and then you'll cut your hand, and he's like, it's infection from bird shit that kills most tower climbers, and I was like, Jesus,
I want that on my tombstone.
yeah, dude, wouldn't that be some shit?
Bird shit got him.
Yeah,
bird shit got him.
The bird shit got him. All right, so last time you were on, repeat guest,
completely skipped over all your motorcycle stories.
Yeah, so let's start there.
And then we have stories.
Don't hate me because I had a crotch rocket.
I don't hate you.
Right,
I hate you.
I
got nothing but love for you.
I had a crotch rocket. What was yours?
My one and only bike was a Gixxer 750 S-Rad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
With a drop tooth up front.
Fucking
yeah. I don't know
spicy.
how I didn't die.
How old were you?
Was I drinking at the time? I've had so many cars that the way I remember how old I am is what was I driving at the time? So I think I had an Acura Integra at the time that I had the motorcycle. So I think I was maybe 21, 22. Yeah,
dude, I'm glad you're alive. Bro.
So I let a friend borrow it, and of course he did 120, and I'd only done 110. So
So then you're
I'm
like,
not letting
no,
that shit
I gotta,
slide.
yeah.
So we went back and forth a couple times.
Yeah.
And then he finally hit 130, and I was like, I'm just gonna really go fucking fast. So make sure this doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Oh no, I have the ticket for it.
Oh, good. Send us the photo.
Down 35. I was working at Dana Chassis Parts at the time. I'm flying down 35 at 3:48 in the morning. The last time I looked at the speedo, it said 160. It was bonk pegged.
Yeah.
I passed nothing, so as safe as you could be. Going
Right.
I'm flying. I pull over. I'm sitting at a stoplight. Back then, sometimes your motorcycle didn't change the stoplight, so I'm just sitting here waiting. And then I see some blue and whites coming.
Oh, fuck, dude. And
that's
you're
when you should have turned around.
I thought about it. I really did.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, I'm just going to, he's already
just
on.
OJ.
Yeah, well, OJ. I have also been hauling ass in my black wagon because it's got it had the big turbo and everything. I was coming across 40 one night, leaving Bricktown, and I fucking just walked out the door on the C5 Corvette, and I'm getting off to get a 44 northbound, and I just see cherries and berries, and I was like, the solution to this is I'm gonna bury the needle again. I was like, because the bird's not up, so he's gotta find me. Yeah. And then I got off and went through the fucking backwoods, and then I saw him rip ass past me, and I was like, there's no way he's gotta go. He's going for something else.
Right.
That's why I convinced myself. But, so
it wasn't me. He didn't see me.
Yeah, he didn't see me. Well, it's an all black car,
Never happened.
Never happened. Exactly. Straight to jail. jail.
Allegedly.
So you didn't even you don't know your true top speed.
I really don't, because the last time I looked down, it said 160, and I gave it just a tiny bit more.
Well, the other thing is if you change the gearing on it, your speedometer is going to fucking read differently.
That
So
was fucking cooking. Is all I know.
Yeah.
So the cop like puts me in the back of the car. He puts me in handcuffs. And he's
Was he
Give
nice?
you the whole I could take you to jail
Yes,
speech.
which is funny because he started off like that, and then the conversation about 10 minutes in is like,
Then he's like,
it's a nice night out. You know,
boy.
it must be nice to have a bike right around now.
And you're like,
you ever
I
seen a
hope
grown man naked? And you're like, oh fuck.
if you went camping and you woke up and your asshole hurt, would you tell anybody? No.
No.
Would you like to go camping? You're like, no.
Maybe.
Yeah.
No. So I got a reckless driving ticket, but I went to like court to keep it off my record and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So no, it cost me a nice pretty penny, but
And how
there
much
is
longer?
no record. Oh, I sold the bike like 2 weeks later.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I am
You-
clearly,
yeah.
You went
clearly
to,
not
you went to court
responsible.
and you're like, here is where I sold the bike,
yeah.
and I'm done. And they're like,
Lesson
Yes.
learned, brother. Good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, we didn't even have to put you through the facility. There is the 405 Riders group on Facebook, and it is comical to see people like talk about like, oh, my motorcycle will do some outrageous number that they probably didn't do,
Right,
or they
right,
did because they're
right.
fucking idiots.
Right.
And then like a week later, it's like going through marketplaces like, I'm pretty sure that's that guy's bike for
Yeah,
sale
yeah.
because
For sale.
because his wife or his parents found the fuck out, and they were like, no, straight to jail.
My whole family knew. My aunt was a lawyer at the time and is a lawyer still, and she's the one who like went to court with me. And
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I had to pay her some money. I had to pay the court some money.
she's like, I ain't doing it for
This
free.
was not for free. Everyone was like, "You need to learn a lesson," and I'm like, "I am learning the lesson now."
Yeah, I am.
I learned it in the back of the car.
Dude. Being in the back of a cruiser, like how did you have he handcuffed
Yeah,
the
he
entire?
put me in cuffs and put me in the back, and then let me go.
Which is the mind fuck because you're like, why
Yeah.
did we have to do the cuff thing?
Yeah, dude.
Just put me in the back of the
He's
cruiser.
like,
You're being cool. You didn't try to run.
Yeah.
So he asked me if I tried to run it first, and I
and
was
the
like,
answer is,
I was like, no,
played
I
the
didn't.
fifth.
I was like, I honestly said, man, I didn't even see you. And he goes, how fast were you going? So I kind of figured he didn't clock me. And I was like, 120.
Yeah,
yeah, that
You're
sounds about right.
Yeah. Is that what he said? Oh my
He was
god.
on the bridge hanging out and just heard. and then got on the highway to catch me. I guess he pulled off just magically, and here I was sitting at the stoplight.
You're
like a
fucking luck.
moron.
Dude, all right, two things. That is the shittiest best luck.
I know, dude.
And second of all, we had, just for your information, we had the red light law. So if you on a motorcycle pull up to a stoplight
Could have
and
been God, yeah.
and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just treat it like a stop sign, as there's no if you can treat it like a stop sign, it becomes
Yeah.
a magical stop
Yeah,
sign
yeah,
for you.
yeah, yeah.
It's
No,
just a
no.
really lit up one.
Yeah, no, I was just, letting my heart rate calm down.
yeah.
Dude,
Hanging out,
So-
getting a ticket.
I have two guys I used to ride with in Guthrie all the time. One of them's since moved. And my buddy Van, he has a Concord 1200. It's an old Connie C10, and that thing is fucking fast.
Anytime you get in the leader size, you're cooking, dude.
Oh, yeah.
So I had my 300, and then I bought my BMW 1200 K1200 GT.
Okay.
And 6 gears,
Oh my God.
1200 cc's. It was like 1288. You remember that bike? It was a beautiful bike, and so I went to DFW, picked it up on a fucking Saturday,
Nice.
and then the next Saturday I'm out riding that motherfucker. And these two guys are both on Connie C10s, and we're coming down allegedly 74, and like there's a line of cars, and they drop all the gears and disappear, and I'm like, oh, I got it,
I got to do
and,
this.
dude. So I'm in fifth, go down the fourth, and I just I rail into it, and I look down, I'm doing 130 miles an hour, and I have 2 more gears to go, and like I just kind of remember going, I'm gonna die. And like I'm passing cars,
Yep,
and I'm like, and they're like, they had to be doing every bit of 170 because like I could not catch them until they let me catch them.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I'm like, these are the original tires on the bike, and this is how I'm gonna die. So it's exhilarating,
Yeah.
but it is also because like when you stop, you're like, because I remember when we stopped for the first beer that we got that day, and I was like. And they're like, you all right? And I was like, I just fucking flew.
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Well, the bike feels stable. You got
Oh, yeah.
40-pound gyroscopes on the front and back. That I mean, it keeps
Yeah.
it up. It's not wobbly
Yeah.
by any definition. You
No,
feel
but it's
safe
everything
if you're
else
in the front.
around it.
Yeah, that's
no.
true.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
true.
and this was at like 12 o'clock in the fucking afternoon. So it's like, we passed 6 cars and we're on 74 in a 2-lane. It's one way or one lane
Yeah,
each
yeah, yeah,
direction. and the fucking semis are going up to fucking all the shit. And I'm like, dude, that was like, they were like, well, we slowed down because we thought you might be afraid. And I was like, well, I was, but I was also just thinking about how old these motherfucking tires are at 130 miles an hour. And that's when I stopped looking at the speedo. I kept going faster. I just know that I know definitively I did 130, and shout out to Rever. So I had Rever at the time. I still do, but it would live track and show you where you were, but it wouldn't. So this is how I found out. So Kim saw where I was, Sheriff. She saw where I was. And she was like, oh, you guys are having fun, but it didn't tell her how fast I was going.
Thank God.
So then I screenshot my ride, and it was like 165 on like that. And I was like, oh, shit. And I was like, oh, and I kept like hiding. I would hold my phone up and like, oh, yeah, here am I hiding the mile per hour in the max. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just trying to hold my phone. Like, why are you holding your phone? Like, you broke your hand. I was like, it hurts.
Yeah, it kind of hurts. It's fine.
I was jerking it earlier, and I don't know what happened.
Nothing to hide here. Nothing to see here. You're good.
Yeah, my first real bike, I had a 1987 Seika 600.
Dude, such a good fucking bike.
Okay.
Such a good bike.
Yeah,
and like, you know, I thought I was shit, and then
well, you were.
Yeah, you were.
Well, and this is like
you were king of
this
shit
like
fuck mountain.
92, 93.
Oh, yeah.
So like, I was early 20s.
I thought you were gonna say 40s. I was like, all right,
no, I'm old. I'm
not that old. God damn.
And so you know, it was like, oh, I was having fun, and then so I was in the military, and one of the guys that I was stationed with pulls up because we're all young, dumb, you know, and he pulls up. This motherfucker had gotten a Busa, and so the one time I've actually ridden a Busa, and
you mean the horse?
Yeah,
dude,
fucking.
So
no
I go from this tiny ass 600 to
double.
This,
you went from a
double.
Yugo to an F-16.
Oh yeah, from a Yugo to a Ferrari.
Yeah.
And I probably, I don't know. I quit looking about 130 and probably bumped 140 because I got really fucking scared and got up and it was like, I will die. Like, I have no impulse control, no self-control. Like,
I think my favorite thing about Boosas is there's only two drivers. It's either the skinniest white guy with an ostrich seat, or the largest black guy.
There's no in between.
There is no in between.
So I was out riding one time and I was at Pops and there was a Boosa that was stretched and it's got the nitrogen bottle for the quick shifter. And then so it was a lady that, but it was like yellow with fucking sunflowers on it. And I'm like, this bike is beautiful. Yeah. And I start talking to her and she's like, yeah, I bought it from this rather large black man. And she's this tiny little white woman. And I'm like, do you love it? And she's like, well, this is my like fourth Busa. And she was like,
you're like, holy shit.
People
dude.
put turbos on them.
Oh yeah.
Because you know, the fastest production bike ever isn't fast.
Oh, right.
Well,
right.
So
I would like to see Jesus today.
Yeah. So
300 miles an hour.
Well, and so I was sitting there chatting with her, and I'm like, "So, where are you guys riding at today?" And I'm like, "Well, we just got back from Tulsa." And I was like, "It must have been a fast ride." And you're like, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah," when she walked out the door on me at 2:40, and I was because he was also on a Busa. That
like, it was 20 minutes.
I was like, when I got home, I started doing the time distance formula, and I was like, it probably was every bit of 35 minutes. Because she was like, I wasn't cruising at 200 because like that's dangerous as shit.
Right.
I was cruising at 150. Oh well, fuck me. And
right.
And I was and she was so nice, and she's like, I was like, do you road race or anything? She's like, nah, just ride straight lines. She like literally, I think she has that Busa. From what I remember, I mean, this has been many years ago, but I think she has it just to go back and forth between here and Tulsa.
I mean, it saves time.
Yeah, when I was like, get a fucking plane.
No one, no
would
one's
take
gonna catch you.
Yeah.
The helicopter max is out at like 160, bro.
Yeah, Air One.
Yeah.
Air One will just fucking see you, and it's like that scene in Gone in 60 Seconds, and where they're in the canal.
The benefit they have, they can go higher, so it gives them a longer line of sight.
Yeah.
But
eventually.
Eventually. And it's always you're out trying to outrun the radio. Everyone always forgets about the radio.
They can call ahead.
Yeah, because there's usually more than one of them.
They can order in a roadblock.
They get the spike strips. Do you remember the viral photo? It was a little video, and it was MySpace days. And there was a guy it was probably 2-3 o'clock in the morning, was going from OKC to Tulsa, or one of the two. and he fucking it might have been a Gixxer, nailed the back of a semi trailer at like some 180, and like
Damn.
he's got a helmet on, and I love it because this is very early on, and they're like, and he lived, and like everyone's like, the fuck he did, but like
No,
his
he did
helmet is through the door of the tractor trailer, and apparently the tractor trailer guy was like, I heard a boom. Saw some shit, couldn't really figure out what was going on, kept driving, didn't know what, stopped at like the Stroud station and was like doing his walk around and was like, oh my God.
There's a person here.
Yeah, and he was like, I heard the boom like 30 minutes ago. So that guy had been hanging, and people were passing that guy. I mean, like there was a whole thing about it.
They're not flashing your lights. Hey, you got a body hanging out there.
Yeah, dude.
Imagine if he lived it and then fell off the truck and died.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, that's like there was the one a few years back, the LA one where the guy was they were chasing him.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if he hit a spike strip, if he hit
I
another
don't remember.
vehicle, or he hit something
And he flew.
at a high rate of speed,
Yeah.
and he was like Superman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in the air
I
for a
believe I
while.
can fly.
Yeah, dude.
For a long time.
I think he cartwheeled
He
across
did.
the sky, and the news was showing it, and they're like, "Oh, cut that!"
Oh,
Yeah.
That's the best.
Dude.
That is
Yeah.
the best when the news is like, oh, we're
Oh,
whoa,
shit.
nope.
Yeah,
This isn't supposed to be
FCC.
live. Wait a minute.
I can't talk about exactly how I know all this stuff, but I know some people that might work at some local news stations, and I've seen some like the B-roll shit that are like, we were still shooting it, but like we can't show it,
Right.
and they're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's the tame shit. The shit that they're willing to show me.
Yes,
Not like
yes.
the
Just go to Europe. They're like,
Oh, yeah, they
we
don't
don't care.
yeah. Like,
Like,
they don't give
You
a
open the front
fuck.
page, it's like dead bodies and then boobs. and
Yeah,
dead
it's like-
bodies. You're like, oh, hey.
Have you ever been to the UK before?
I have never been to the UK.
Have you left the country?
I have left the country on a cruise once where
cool.
I gained a solid 15 pounds.
Nice.
I'm not shitting you.
Yeah.
Actual
I
15
air high five.
pounds,
Yeah.
man.
Air high five.
There
yeah.
was they had
The
bacon.
buffets are the shit.
You ever been on a cruise, dude?
No, we're going on our first. Well,
We're going on our inaugural.
Dude,
Squirrel Spanky cruise.
are you gonna
tour.
get the drink package?
Oh,
Already
we did.
did.
We got the drink. card.
Yeah,
Bro.
already did.
They mix the drinks like they are mad at you.
Yeah.
I
Like-
cannot wait.
It's
But
one
here's
thing
my
to
thing.
go to
Even
the-
if they don't,
yeah, just
it's
get another one.
unlimited.
bro.
Bitch, keep those
they
coming.
They have bourbon,
You-
right?
Pay
they have
attention
everything.
to how the whole society disintegrates the longer
Yeah.
you're on the ship.
Yeah.
So
I
were,
remember-
were you on a good cruise?
Yes,
or were you on
I was
like
on a
Carnival?
carnival. Well,
oh,
I
you were
was-
on Carnival.
I was
so
on
you
the
were on
Carnival
hood
Magic.
cruise.
You're gonna love this. Do you remember the Ebola boat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were on the cruise after that.
Oh,
So everyone's scared of Ebola.
yeah, dude.
A third of the people canceled the cruise. No,
Oh, yeah.
2/3 of the people. So we were on the Magic with 1/3 capacity.
Oh my God.
It was fantastic. All
That's
the
why they
hot
were
tubs
pouring them.
open.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
it
why
was
they're
great.
pouring them so hot because they're like, we gotta get
Bro.
rid of this shit.
Bro, it's one thing to like go to the bar and get a drink. It's another thing when it is brought to you
Yeah.
with the umbrella and chocolate and
Right,
it's
right.
mostly alcohol. When you get, bro, I'm telling you, watch it
Mudslides.
disintegrate.
Oh.
I remember a guy getting ice cream on the first day and he had a bowl and that's it. It's fine. Second day he's getting ice cream. Third day he took a bowl off of the buffet table and went to the ice cream machine.
And just holds it there for like 5 minutes.
So
Doesn't care
And like
that
by
you're
day
fucking
7,
judging
he's
him.
just got his mouth under
Bro.
there. He's
Oh.
like, oh.
So the sheriff, we used to go to Golden Corral with her father every so often,
Nice.
and like it was. We have not been for quite some time, but it was right when they started doing the fondue fountain.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I watched like the one off Expressway.
Yeah,
I watched
yeah,
this
yeah.
little kid. This little hooded little kid comes over and he's like, "Oh fuck yeah!" And he just stuck his face in the fondue fountain, and I was like, "Is everyone else seeing this shit?" And like one of the employees walked by, and I'm like, "Can you get in tell him to stop?" I don't like chocolate that much,
Right.
but I was like, "Can you tell him to stop?" He's like, "There's no stopping them." And he has been berated down. There is no stopping them.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
that means that this is an
This
ongoing
happens all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a point on the cruise ship where they open the cabinet because there's like liquor that they can't serve you when
Really?
you're first. Yeah.
Oh,
When
okay.
you get to international
Oh,
waters,
okay.
there's a whole nother level of liquor.
Oh,
that
yeah,
opens
yeah.
It's a
up,
whole new
buddy.
world.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
shit.
They have locks on these cabinets. There'll be a bar in the middle of the ship that's like 32 feet tall,
And
and
it's
there's
dark,
huge doors
and
on it.
It's all like gated
Yep,
off.
yep.
And you're like, what is that? And
What
they're
the
like,
fuck can
well,
they?
once we're 10 miles out to sea.
Click clack, motherfucker! It's time to
Yeah.
party.
Is
Oh,
And is
This
it like
is the
absent?
shit that is illegal?
All sell it here, but we can sell it 10 miles this way.
It's made with hallucinogenics and formaldehyde.
Yeah.
You want a shot?
I want 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great seeing people like day 1 and day 2. They don't drink till noon. Day 3, dude, they wake up drinking.
See,
so
on a cruise, I'm a buffet. Oh, I'm not gonna say snob, but I'm the motherfucker. Well, I'll get 27 pieces of pizza and I'll take one bite out of just each and
you're
throw it away.
such a
Take
fucking dick.
Take it away,
They
peasant.
have so much food.
Well,
so much food.
I was mad because I would spent the whole cruise, and on the last day, I found the panini maker. He was in a back corner. I love it.
Man. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I was
Paninis I fuck
so
with.
mad that I didn't discuss. So on the last day, I made up for it. I'm not shitting you, dude.
I think
The
when you said
clothes-
15 pounds, I'm like, yeah.
The clothes I brought to wear to the cruise did not fit when I got off the boat, dude. 15 solid pounds, bro.
when
in
Sheriff and I
7 days.
when Sheriff and I did our honeymoon, we did 3 weeks in Europe, and I was super hardcore boxing training. That was when the starting of it. And I was so worried about gaining weight. I lost 20 pounds when I was over there. So like I was buying shit just to not look like I'm wearing my dad's clothes.
Yeah.
And like, dude, and I got back. So every time I go on, like every vacation we go on, I always lose some weight.
Oh, not this one, but
Oh, dude. Well, because I mean, typically we plant ourselves in like Tokyo,
Yeah.
and then we walk everywhere because the sheriff does
but
not
then you're
believe in
like-
public transit.
Then you're like sending me text. Hey, I had 6 bowls of ramen.
Oh my god, dude! I love. We were talking about this earlier off air, but we were talking about our love of anime.
Yeah.
So I used to back in the day. Allegedly, I would. No, it doesn't matter anymore. I would fucking. No one's my boss. So like, I would get hella stoned.
Nice.
Watch Bebop and then like Full Metal Alchemist and all that shit, and I would just make. Because we were real poor at the time in my childhood. So like,
That's the 10-cent ramen.
dude,
That shit
from
is-
fucking Sam's
that-
Club where it's the fucking flat pack
Yeah,
of it.
That shit and Kraft mac and cheese. Ooh.
So we were not. We
Takes
we,
me right back.
We didn't have Kraft. We were too broke for Kraft. Dude, I would go. My dad was like, "How the fuck are we going through this much ramen?" And like, because I get stoned as fuck, and I'd eat like 8 of them at a time. So
You're
I
like walking around with a gout.
yeah,
all the salt.
yeah. So when the sheriff and I went to Tokyo or Japan, I was like, I'm gonna fuck up sushi. Couldn't really find sushi, so I fucked with all the ramen.
Yeah, I bet it's
Dude,
so good.
so good. Like, and I was on WhatsApp and I was trying to like, let Spanky know what the fuck's going on. I'm still alive, not dead. I'm like, look at all.
He's like, I'm so sick.
Do you
like, we went to the ramen museum. It's like free ramen.
Oh,
I'm on
God.
bowl 6. I don't think I can finish it. I'm just like,
What the fuck?
I'm like, my man. Yeah,
So proud of you.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you.
dude. Okay, so when you go to the Tokyo Grand Central Station for the subway, there is it's a really wild place, but there's this part that's called Ramen Street, and it's like all these different little ramen shops, and it's like the best of the best. Damn it! And so you go and you can, and there's all the different types of ramen and shit
Right.
too. So all of them are really busy except for this one particular one, and like so we're gonna go to this one, and we go and we sit down. I'm like looking it up. I'm like, this is like not Michelin star, but it has been considered and debated to be a Michelin star.
Nice. Okay.
Because
okay,
of how
okay.
good it is. So I'm like, sitting there and I'm like, man, this is delicious. And I get like 2 scoops in, and I told Spanky about this. Literally, I'll go like years without having nosebleeds, and then when I get nosebleeds, it will be like just all faucet turns on, and I'm like, it's a fucking Carrie scene. It just looks like I'm just So I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, my fucking nose. Oh no. And I fucking blast off to the bathroom. Well, they're all fucking big on bidets over there. So I'm like trying to figure out toilet paper. And like I had to get all this fucking and I'm like fucking I'm like, it bled for 30 minutes in the bathroom. So much so that like the people that worked at the ramen shop was like asked the sheriff if I had left her. Like they were like, is that your husband? And did he leave you? And like she was like, no, he'll be back. Cause I was like, oh my God, nosebleeds. And then she was like, oh, well, all right. So, and it bled into my bowl. And I was like so upset. Apparently when I was gone, they brought me another bowl.
Oh, that's nice.
They were so nice.
That is nice.
So yeah. But yeah, dude.
So-
yeah,
We're getting ramen after this, right?
we fuck with ramen.
Let's go do that.
fuck
Yeah,
with
let's do,
ramen.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll fuck up some ramen.
There's a couple places down.
yeah.
We're going.
So
Let's go get some ramen.
since not since the
What are you
last
doing?
episode.
Well,
but
yeah, since the last episode.
Before that, we had a little chubby boy adventure.
Yeah.
So we were going to talk about that.
Oh, let's do
Yeah.
it.
So we went to Terralingua.
Okay.
Went down to. Yeah, because the other mics in the room
two always never
didn't hear that.
Sorry. This is how I produce these every time.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
know.
editing. It's all done on the fly.
Yeah. He's just like,
Sean is like, God, this fucking Mickey Mouse operation.
so we went to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
There was some donkey action going on. Good times. Squirrel on a donkey.
That is the show. That is the show. Not mascot now, but that is going to be the hot seat.
I like the 2 packs that it has.
Yeah.
The little burrow. I like how. So she said she handmade it, but I don't know if you see on the ear. There's a fucking
El Hancho in Mexico.
yeah.
She's like El
someone
China.
handmade it.
Yeah,
someone.
handmade
It was someone handmade it.
She did not.
Yeah, she paid some child. But anyway, so yeah, paid. So we had been talking about doing this trip for a little bit, and it was billed to me as we're gonna go ride our bicycles and fuck around in the desert.
Nice.
And how many miles did we ride?
The whole trip?
Yeah,
Let's see, 6.
6. We rode one time, which I was totally fine with. But like everyone when we got back was like, "Oh, was it crazy?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Well, how many miles did you ride?" I was like, 6. And they're like, "What the fuck?"
They're like in the morning, and you're like, no.
No, that was the entirety of
the amount of mileage.
Yeah, yeah. And I was.
There was, I mean, you know,
We were actually busy with other shit. Having more.
So we
fucking-
camped out, and like we were 30 feet from the Rio Grande River.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
that
We
video. That
camped
looks
on.
so good.
Oh, it
Dude.
was
Oh
fucking
my
amazing.
god.
Zero cell service.
Yeah.
All the
Oh.
stars. All the stars. Milky Way. You can see everything.
You're going next year.
I've got to tell you. So
my buddy Brad Berger.
Yep. Good.
Yo,
I think I went to school with him. Yeah.
Yeah. He was out there and just raving in the
Oh, dude.
in the desert. Yeah, our campsite. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, dude.
Boots and pants and
Boots and pants and boots
and lasers and fucking
He
light
had
shows
18,000 laser shooting
fucking
devices.
cool.
Yeah.
That's
and
really cool.
and he had 18,000 other things. that-
Oh my god. I've never
He
seen
was
so
like-
much packed so much shit for a 4.
Yeah.
It was like if Gilligan had packed that for the 2-hour
he
tour,
took a-
they would have had a
A
commune.
6 mile ride.
I got nothing but love for Brad.
I loved him. I love him
but Brad,
still.
Brad packed enough for himself,
Right.
for me,
Right.
for Cody,
And someone
Yeah.
else.
and
Yeah.
someone else. And when I say packed, I mean like tents, sleeping bags,
Motherfucker.
clothes, hammocks.
I mean,
well, you know what he
it's better
didn't
to have
pack?
too
He
much
did not.
than
He
not
forgot his clothes.
So
Well, Brad
he
doesn't
forgot-
wear any clothes.
I
Yeah.
mean,
so
he
I
did remember the Dino onesie.
which dude, I thought
which
I was stoned
like,
as fuck.
My man.
So
Yeah.
I drove pretty much all, and I just like to drive, so
Mhm.
it's just my
Not a
thing.
big deal,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I just drove for most of it. So when we got in, I was like, is he wearing a Dino onesie? Because I'm like, I'm not delirious, but I'm like, did you just get to the points in your life where you're like, am I seeing this right?
You see him walk by and you see the tail swinging.
Well, that's what
and
started.
you're like,
I was like, did he shit his pants?
And he had to put this on?
Yeah.
Or did he choose to put
He
this on?
he chose. That was that was a bold move that paid off.
Nice.
I've never seen. Most people when they get high, chill,
Oh,
like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
lay
yeah.
back and
dude.
like, dude,
Holy shit.
He gets active.
Pitter patter.
it's like
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
doing
yeah, yeah.
cardio.
Yeah.
I'm
And
like,
he's in and out of my truck literally every 5 seconds. And I was like, it's the first night we set up tents and set up camp and all
he'd
that
be
shit.
like, oh, you can't hear it beat.
Yeah.
Hey, Cody,
Can you open the
can you open the truck?
Yeah. So we're sitting at and what's really funny is how often people want to say my actual name and then but they also want to call me Squirrel. So
Yeah.
but when he got real fucking stoned, he'd be like, "Hey,
Mr. Squirrel.
what?"
Mr. Squirrel.
Yeah,
He did not refer to me as Mr. Squirrel, but I'm gonna make him start doing that. He started at one point because he was trying to say something, and I had been drinking that bottle of Elijah Craig,
Yeah.
and that's where it came from. And I was like, "Oh my god!" And he was like, "I was kind of fucking drunk," and he like kept trying to say something, and I was like. And I didn't do what I normally do, which is today, you junior. But he was like, cut, squat. And then finally, this was like Cody. And I was like, all right, man, what's
When
up?
I say it was a rave in the desert,
Oh, dude.
I mean,
was like a party and a
it
half.
really was.
It was such a
And,
fucking blast.
Like lasers
cool.
in the campfire, and he had like 27 light lasers, and so I'm like, but then you look and you're like, okay, this is kind of cool,
dude.
I dig it.
The week before or whenever it was, we had gone to Tool.
Okay.
And like Spanky, his wife, my buddy Evans and his wife, my friend Karen and myself, we all went to Tool. And at one point, I don't know if everyone else saw me do it, but I was just like neck straight up, like just
I
staring
was
at
too, because I'm like,
the
oh, that's really cool.
lasers. I've seen Tool twice now. I've seen Maynard and some other bands and shit. But I was like, just staring at him. And then so at like one point during the camp, I was like, man, he brought so much shit. And like Spanky's like, yeah, he brought a lot of shit. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie though, lasers coming in pretty fucking clutch.
Yeah.
Other than when you walk in the path of it and you're like, oh my god, I fucking
You're
my
like,
fucking
my
eye.
corneas.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And then like we would build a fucking fire, and then like the smoke would go up, and it'd be like, and I'm like,
There was no we in this building of the fire. There was me.
I drove. You
I am
built the fire
master.
Yeah, I am the fire starter.
I was the Boy Scout.
There's something. Were you an actual Boy Scout?
Like for like a couple years.
Bro, I was in
Then-
2 different troops.
then
Really?
Oh my god!
Did you
I
make
was
Eagle Scout?
really close? I got like 2 steps away from Eagle Scout.
Fuck, dude!
Yeah.
So
Congratulations.
I was-
for a long fucking.
I was a Cub Scout, and like I didn't
I
have.
had not to save my fucking life.
Yeah.
I was a Cub Scout, and then like something I didn't have a belt, or I didn't have the scarf thing,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't let me go to like Scoutorama, and I was like, "Fuck you, bitches!"
Yeah.
and never went back.
I'm done
Yeah,
with corporations.
yeah.
Well, dude, like,
But I've been through survival school, SEER school when I was in the military.
Oh,
and
yeah,
so
yeah. You did
part of
adult
that,
Boy
I
Scouts.
did.
Adult, yeah, that's
I
big
did
growth.
Adult
cold weather
Scouts.
when I was up in Alaska,
Oh,
so it
nice.
was like 48 below zero. You live out in an igloo that you have to build
That's
for
rough,
2 weeks.
yeah, dude.
And so I learned how to build
Yeah.
fires.
Yeah.
And so,
So and then I
That is such a fun skill to have.
oh yeah,
You can build a fire. It feeling like a man, bro.
oh yeah,
Is building
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
fire.
Well, and then, like,
100%.
everyone's like, well, like you carry your Zippo with you all the time because I smoke like a
Yeah.
pack of cigarettes a day.
Nice.
And I'm like, yeah, but like I want to be able to do that shit with 2 rocks together. I've tried it. I've never gotten it because I
No,
don't know shit
that
about
sucks.
fucking rocks enough to be able to figure out 2 that will make sparks. The civil
Yeah.
engineering guy does not know anything about fucking geology. What is it? What's the study of rock?
That's close, I think.
Yeah,
It's
sure,
gotta
why
be
not?
something
Fucking
like
earth
that.
studies. I don't know whatever. But
Rockology?
No,
yeah,
rockology.
rockology.
Yeah, it's at the University of Rocklahoma. Oh wait, that's the study of STDs.
Oh, dude, I have gone to Rocklahomas enough times to remember when it was strictly 80s hair bands.
Yeah.
And man, I watched Twisted Sister, and they did not blow the doors down. Dee Snider dressed up in all the fucking
Yeah,
makeup
yeah.
and everything. Bro,
He just
from
looks- he
400
looks
foot
like-
away, I would definitely still wouldn't fuck him.
He just looks like
Yeah.
a sad old diner drag queen.
He does.
like that lady that's like 80 with the blue eyeshadow
Yes.
on and the hot pink lipstick.
What do you want, honey? you want fries with that?
specials.
Yeah.
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 You want pie or
Yeah.
you want key lime pie?
And you're like,
What?
are you a drag queen? Or
Yeah.
are you
What? How? My question is always, how old are you? Because I want to know.
Yeah.
Like,
She's like, I'm 27.
dude, I fucking one time I'm at Waffle House and I bet this server has got to be like
I love
50,
Waffle House.
and comes out, she's like my age, and I was like, bro, I thought I had lived a hard, rough life because I get all the time. I'm 33. People all the time are like, "You're in your 40s, right?" I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And like so much so, people don't ID me now. Like, because it used to be
That's
like,
a
oh,
good point to be. That's fun to be.
yeah, because I think at Walmart it's like if you look 40 and over, they
yeah,
just don't
yeah,
make you ID.
yeah.
And like every time at Walmart, they're like, "You're." I'm like, I'm gonna show you.
Every once in a while, I get ID'd, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I feel
because
good for
yeah, black don't crack, man.
It's true.
Yeah, you look 21. You are 67.
I am so far from 21. I'll be 45 this year.
Damn.
It sucks.
Dude, you're way older than
You
that.
don't
body.
have
I'm old as
any
piss.
gray hair in that beard.
Very few, which is funny because I've got a couple friends who dye their beards, and I don't. I would.
Yeah. No, I know.
wouldn't because I
Why?
don't give a shit. I think gray is cool.
I
Right.
wish I was gonna
It's
go gray.
okay
I'm gonna
for
go
guys
white.
to be gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfectly
Women,
It is.
fine.
No.
women, hang on. Women, cover that shit up.
No. If,
Especially my wife with her sparkly hair.
dude, it is.
I love you, baby.
It is. Yeah. The sheriff knows that if a woman has dark hair and a gray streak in it, it doesn't matter how much of a fucking troll she is. I'm like, how's it going? Oh, dude, I cannot get enough of it. I don't want all gray. I want that Pepe Le Pew up at the top, and I'm like,
Right.
ha.
Well, there's a
I blame
difference
Rogue
between
from
the
X-Men.
streak.
Yeah.
There's a difference between the streak in front and then just the sparkly all over.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, how? You
How?
how? I married younger for a reason. Like I'm supposed to be the one with the gray hair. And she's-
All the time.
She's
I'm
always like, just fuck you.
and Pris is like not much older than I am, and I'm like, God, it hits you hard. Well, she has
Yeah.
she has Biggie Smalls over there being a
Dude,
fucking jackass.
yeah.
Her daughter,
East
love
Side.
you. Yeah, dude, fucking.
Kids will do it, bro.
Yeah,
Kids will
because you have
you the
you
fuck
have two.
up. Yeah, I've got two boys. I've got good kids, and they still suck. Dude,
Yeah.
whew, kids are rough, bro.
Yeah, dude. And you had him early, right?
Yeah. Gabe is 17 this year, and
God
Jude
damn.
will be 15 this year.
Yeah,
Bro,
that's-
they're both 6 foot.
Yeah,
When
are-
I walk into
so
places,
you got
people-
boys?
Yeah,
Oh,
both boys.
you're so fucking lucky.
Oh my god,
Oh,
I know,
dude.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
I know.
Girl-
All you need is Hot Wheels
girls
and
are-
Xbox and like
Yeah.
pizza.
Girls are
Yeah, that's
assholes.
like 80% of it.
Yeah.
Like my daughter, because my daughter's like 22.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yes, she is 22.
She's 22. Yeah.
We know that she is of legal age. It was talked about.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
She's gonna be an
Uh,
asshole probably for another 10 years.
Oh yeah,
valid.
easily,
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
But like the whole go single dad thing, and you know when it was like with the girl stuff, and so it's like okay, you know, I mean, I buy pads, tampons, you know, and but it's like when that all first started, I remember like the whole mood swings, like. How the fuck? It was like one
What is
second
happening?
you went from 180. You were happy and smiling to
Yeah.
crying and snot everywhere.
I
and it's
want
like
to murder you
yeah.
now.
It was like I remember there were times walking in. Yeah, it was.
Dude, it's bad.
Dude, it was like I walked into her room one time and I was like, you know, here's a Coke, some like Milano cookies with the chocolate, and some like kettle chips.
Yeah,
and
she
it's
threw
like,
them at you.
no. She was like crying. It's just like I don't even know why I'm crying, and I'm just
Oh my
like,
God.
here's sweet, salty,
Yeah, I
and
know.
like I am backing the fuck away. Like,
So-
yeah, but yeah, girls are bigger assholes than boys. Boys are
Oh,
just dumb.
Yeah,
You're like
that's the
you're
biggest
like
fear with boys.
don't die and don't get anybody
Bro.
pregnant.
Gabe is the smart one. He's great in school. Does this. We're sitting at a stoplight once, and a guy is treating the grass.
Oh my
weed
God.
down.
Where's this
And
going?
Gabe goes, "I didn't know they painted the grass green every year." And I'm
I
like,
mean, valid because they do
"Aren't
paint
you
it.
in honors classes? What
Yeah.
in the fuck?
Are you fucking
Dude.
tismed?
Kids nowadays,
You're not mine.
kids nowadays are kind of dumb. Like
Yeah.
I don't understand the whole like. There's kids out there zero interest in driving.
Yeah,
Like
that shit
they're like
drives me
they'll be
nuts.
like 18, 19, like yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
have my license. And I'm like, dude,
Bro,
I was
yeah.
driving
when I was
11,
11.1. I was like, yeah. When do I get a car?
I
need to
started,
have
Absolutely.
I started driving.
Actually, first
at
thing I drove.
9.
First thing I drove was 10. Was a forklift because
Uh-huh.
my dad.
Nice.
owned-
Oh, yeah.
Own-
Certified.
my dad. My dad and grandpa owned a trucking company, so it was like my summers I did not go to day camp.
Yeah. You
I
work on
went to
forklift.
work
He went to work camp.
under.
Maybe not that.
I think it felt like it.
Yeah.
Do you want to know?
My dad's nickname is Little Caesar because he
He's-
is a tyrant.
Yeah. Do you want to know
Do you
what?
want to know how forklift certified I am?
Yes.
I used to teach forklift certification at Lowe's.
Fuck.
I was
Fuck
the
yeah,
person
buddy.
that I was over the rear end, the receiving department.
Uh-huh.
So when people had to come get certified to drive a forklift,
You were
I'm
the one.
they gave a test.
Fuck yeah,
like
dude.
when the store someone put some shit up wrong and they needed it to get down, I was the person who like, all right, Sean, come get this down.
How?
I have never wrecked a forklift in my
Have
life.
you wrecked one?
No. I've gotten
have-
on 2 wheels more than a few times.
Oh, dude. I grew
Oh, yeah,
up.
yeah.
So the Nix family had a warehouse over at Reno and Lottie, and I grew up in there, and it had a forklift from the fucking 30s.
The older they are, the better.
Oh, dude,
Oh,
that
yeah.
thing was a fucking
And they're
tank.
solid.
Everything on that thing hurt, and everything on it was metal as fuck.
Yeah.
The chair in it, the seat, metal, and I'm like,
No
God.
seatbelt.
And no, and it didn't even have a fucking rack.
Yeah,
it was
no,
just
no.
the fucking
Zero safety, bro.
Zero safety. If you tip that motherfucker over, your chance of surviving is jump faster than it's
Right.
moving.
Yeah.
And I used to, as a kid, get out and fucking do burnies and shit. And my dad was like, "This is how he's gonna die."
Yeah.
And I have fucked up some shit with that fucking forklift. And I was like, I wonder where it is sometimes.
Oh.
I miss
memories. please?
No, wrong button. There we go. Everyone's like, which button is he gonna go for? Anyway. Look at his face.
Fucking buttons.
Fuck it.
Anyway, break.
Don't.
fingers.
That was not cheap.
Yeah, I know.
yeah, I know.
That's why I'm going to break it.
God damn it. So we'll get back to Terlingwood. So we're gonna go. You're going next year because it is a fucking party.
Okay.
We're gonna make that.
I think that's gonna happen.
And we go in February. There's a
perfect.
reason it is
Weather.
a little cold.
Yeah, but
Like-
it's not hot.
Well,
And more importantly,
So there apparently is an abundance of tarantulas.
and motherfucker, I have
And-
arachnophobia like none other.
Bro, just
And-
have sex with a spider once and you'll get over it.
And
What the fuck?
Wait, what?
I mean, that is sound logic.
I don't.
I like where you're coming from.
I don't disagree with the logic. I see its flaws, but I'm not going to do it. have sex with a spider once.
And you're done. You're over it. No more.
Just
favorite
let.
spider.
Is
get-
that how you-
Hey, no. What happens is you get bit by one, and then you get the superpowers.
Yeah,
so
dude.
I fucking
you'll be crawling
cancer
on the ceiling. And
Fucking no. Okay. We're gonna quit
But no,
talking
so
spiders now.
when I planned the trip out, when I went like 4 years ago, so I was like, I don't have arachnophobia, but we have
to
a
be around them. Yeah,
we
yeah.
have a
Yeah, I don't-
mutual
yeah,
respect.
yeah.
Like you stay in your place,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
will
yeah,
stay
yeah.
in mine.
If they're
Right,
in the
right.
house, I'm gonna either kill them or evict them. And if they're outside and they're
They're
just
fine.
minding
They're
their own
doing
thing,
their thing.
you
Yeah,
can be
yeah,
over
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit when it comes to that.
Wolf spiders, fiddleblacks, because they're all gonna die because they look alike. I'm
Right.
sorry.
Oh yeah. No, wolf spiders. I'm real
No,
cautious
no.
about them because they're the baby aspect of it. Because I'm like,
That is
no.
terrifying.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than stomping a wolf spider.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
And then all of his offspring are like, "Who did that?"
And they're like, "We're coming for you."
I know your name.
Yeah.
I know your address. I'm in your pillowcase. Ah.
And I'm over here just like,
I'll never sleep again.
dude, I woke up one time when I was still living with my dad in my early 20s, and because I was just working all the time, I didn't need an apartment. And I woke up one time, and there was I assume it looked like one of the spiders from Harry Potter, but like it was on my fucking face, and I screamed like I was getting shanked. And I was like, and then like I didn't sleep for like 3 weeks.
It was like, "What's up, Cody? How'd these nuts taste?"
Jesus, dude.
You mind if
But
I
no-
park here?
Yeah, you
Thanks,
mind if I park here? Dude, I just could. I fucking shit all the bricks. Dude.
So yeah, I figure it's cold enough for February. There's
Yeah.
no creepy crawlies,
Yeah, yeah,
no
yeah.
slitheries, because they got rattlesnakes and bullshit down there. And I'm like, I can do without any of those.
Yeah. No, that's
And so it's like I can-
Also,
I can layer up clothes
Yeah.
and get a warmer sleeping bag,
yeah.
and
yes,
I cannot get unbitten by a snake.
Well,
You know.
and so when I did zero research. People were asking what we're gonna do. And I was like, I think we're gonna just stay in Mexico. I had no idea what we're doing because I was just like, we're driving fucking 10 hours to the middle of nowhere,
I just tell him, "Hey,
literally.
we're gonna do this," and he's like, "Okay."
Like,
good friend.
and I'm down to fuck, man. I just roll, man. I
not
just
spiders.
Yeah. Oh no, dude. If he's like, all right, we're gonna go do this really badass shit. You're gonna fucking love it. I'm like, cool. What's the catch? He's like, spiders are everywhere. And I'm like, you know what? Scarlett Johansson's really not that attractive anymore. So we get down there to the ranger station and we're coming in, and so I'm walking around the little museum ranger station thing.
Mr. fucking Tism here.
Yeah, well, fucking, it took you fucking 8 hours to log or check in. Anyway, so like, there's a sign. I'm reading all the different little signs about because I'm like, hey, do we need to make sure don't leave trash out or anything?
Right.
Because it's been a while since I camped.
Don't have sex
No.
with bears.
Now you gotta
Yeah.
you gotta set this up. We get there, nobody's there.
Nice.
We are the only people in the parking lot. We go to the ranger
this is-
station.
yeah.
There's the ranger and like some little kid working in the
Yeah.
ranger station. She's like trying to teach.
Yeah,
We-
volunteer
it's-
on everything he's got on.
Me-
Hats,
yeah.
glasses, volunteer.
Yeah, me, him, and Brad were the only ones in.
Okay.
Like within 5 minutes,
Yeah.
there's like 50 people in
Yeah.
this,
And it's
in
all-
a room the size of this room.
Yeah, and it's all snowbirds and shit. So
Yeah.
they're getting painfully through this fucking experiment of figuring out how to fucking rent a campsite. And so finally, I'm sitting there, I'm reading, and there's this 8x10 or 8.5 by 11, and it's like talking about bears, and it's like, so it's like if you see a bear, what to do, and not mind you, I don't remember any of that shit now, but I was fucking duly noted it in my brain at the time. And the last thing it says is to ask the park ranger during your check-in about the bear activity for the park, not for where you're at, for the park. Because the park's big. It's really big. So I go and like she goes, do you have any more questions? I was like, hey, this sign says to ask you about bears. Yeah. And then all these fucking jackass old people start laughing. And I'm like, hey, fucking sign says ask about the goddamn bears. I'm following instructions. Once in my life, I'm going to fucking read the manual and I'm going to ask about the manual. And I fucking, that old guy that was the one that was
like looking at you like, oh.
And I looked at him and I was like, I will fucking end you and I will pin it on a bear.
You know, bears eat you ass first.
Dude, you
don't
what the
tempt
fuck?
me with a good time.
Yeah. That's the thing. That before the first bite, they're gonna give a lick. So for a good half a second,
you're like, oh God,
before
you're coming real
eating
hard.
alive, you're gonna be like, hey, what's he doing? Ah! And then you die.
not in my butthole.
The episode title for this, so I don't forget it, is Bears Eat You Asshole First. So everyone remembers.
Yes.
So when I do this on Monday, just remind
The next part's gonna be
It
painful.
only happens in Texas. The terralingua ass eating bear.
yeah. So
That's their school mascot.
I think their mascot is a bear. I'm pretty sure it was on a water tower.
Ass eating bear.
Oh my god. Oh fuck. Okay.
You've got the drunk goat that's the mayor of Lajitas.
Yeah.
Clay Henry.
Clay Henry.
And then down the road in Terralingua, you've got the ass eating bear.
buddy.
So the sheriff. Oh, you want to see the cool shit? Did I show you this last time? So I don't.
Probably.
No.
I don't.
Oh,
I
cool.
don't really get a lot of gifts
Hey.
and souvenirs, but I got. We were in Terralingua, and we're in this like little fucking store, and I walk up and I see him. I'm like, God, don't be $30. Don't be $30 because it's
that's not bad.
No, it really is not. That's why I got it.
no.
Yeah, I was, but dude. And so when we go on trips with Spanky and wifey and all that stuff, I'm gonna make her wear that shit. But yeah, so like when we were in Terralingua, dude, it was so fucking. And then I immediately, when I really like a spot that's not crazy expensive, I automatically when I get back, I start looking at fucking property.
Right.
And now that's in the States. When I'm out internationally, I was like, that shit takes forever to travel to. So no,
Hold on.
That might be the tip.
I did not do this. The one time I did not.
Let's rewind back to the bears thing.
Okay.
So
yeah.
he set this up. So he asked about the bears.
Okay.
So this motherfucker, like we're camping,
Uh-huh.
Middle of the night, it's 4 a.m. or something. Wake up and I'm like, God damn it, I gotta take a piss.
That's when you get old, you got to piss in the
Oh, dude,
middle.
I'm
And
not even
so-
old, and I piss all the time now.
I'm like, unzip the tent, walk out behind the tent, and I'm sitting there, and it's 4 a.m, and there's the bush, and I look over it. I don't have my glasses on because it's dark. I'm not gonna put my glasses on.
I can't see anywhere.
Yeah. So all I see is this fucking dark blob, and I'm like, is that a bear?
Fucking
As I'm
eating
peeing,
bear.
because it's gonna eat
Is
the
that
ass
ass eating
first.
me? Don't go for my
the
asshole.
the amount of times that in the middle of the night, there was one night again, 5 a.m, walking up to the fucking bathrooms, take a shit.
Oh, dude.
And it's like I walk up, and as I'm getting up there, because there's like the 2 bathrooms that they have there. They have the one that's like the old, like I'm not going in that one.
And then there's the new
that
hotness.
is the spider haven. Like,
Yeah.
like there's old spiders. There's generational spiders living
Those
in that
Spiders
one.
families.
Yeah.
They're like, we settled here in 1872.
Yeah.
Fuck off our land, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
And then there's
you ain't from around here.
then there's the new one. And so
that
I'm
was
walking up,
the prime shit spot. I was in there a lot.
and I'm walking up, and I'm like, "Is that a bear?"
Motherfucker gives me all this shit.
I'm like, oh yeah, because before had I ever thought of that? No.
Well,
was I worried?
Once
no.
it's planted, bro. they're
Oh yeah,
all-
yeah, no, every time.
Well, and she's okay. So
And I'm
let
pretty
me.
sure you did that too.
Yeah, I did. I'm not giving you any
Because we
shit.
both saw the same bush. He was like, man, I got up last night to take a piss.
I didn't have my
I got out
glasses
there,
on.
Didn't have my glasses on. I looked at that bush and I go, you thought it was a bear.
And,
Like,
I was like, bear apparently afraid of me pissing because it didn't do shit. Well, so as I was asking, because the lady laughed really hard, I'm like, no, seriously, I'm worried about fucking bears, man. I'm worried about having to fuck a bear.
Right.
Bear fucker. Hey, bear fucker. Do you need assistance? So she laughs and she's like, oh, they're all interior of the park. I'm like,
Okay.
okay, well, we're on the perimeter because we're on the southern end of it. And I was like, but I don't know if you know this, bears move.
Yeah, they can
a
walk.
lot. Yeah, they'll move they'll fucking
yeah.
like
They're
southeastern Oklahoma. When I used to go down partying in Tallahassee all the time, like I was told multiple times at night, be careful because the bears are in the fucking woods and the woods are around us.
And they're
It
extra
is-
horny. At that point.
yeah.
God, I love you.
They're like, how you doing, honey?
They're like, hello, Care Bear.
That beard is
no,
gonna
no, no.
tickle.
Don't wipe. I kind of like it, right?
Dude.
Dude, it's weird. So when I lived in Alaska, like camping out, and it's like when somebody will be like, oh yeah, we're not the top of the food chain out here.
Yeah, no.
And you're like, wait a minute, what?
fucking bullshit. You know,
Polar bears, bro.
but
polar bears are scary.
Yeah.
I've seen those.
because they'll track you down.
no, they will hunt you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll
yeah.
fucking hire a
And-
fucking PI to fucking.
You heard about that elephant in that country that like
what?
this?
It was not too long. It was
What?
Thailand.
What
Went
the
through
fuck?
just straight up. It murdered like 20
yeah,
people.
This lady abused this elephant.
Yeah, I remember
And
this.
then the elephant crashed her funeral and beat the shit out of her again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Elephants
was like
do not forget.
was like stepping on people and popping them like grapes.
Oh my god!
I was like, thump.
She was talking shit.
You're her daughter.
Thump, thump.
You thought she got away, bitch?
Yeah.
I never forget. Oh my god.
Yeah,
that is
dude.
He was running
fantastic,
through
dude.
town looking like Drake with a murder boner.
Where'd you put this bitch? I know you got her hidden. Where's she at?
I think we talked about this in the last episode. Has either of you seen the footage of Drake's dick?
I
Spanky apparently
have
has
not.
Oh, okay. Have you? Do you know what we're talking about, right?
My
Oh,
kid got in trouble for talking about it at school.
oh fuck, dude.
I have a picture though of
the
this,
dick?
Well, yeah, this lady here. That's a lady with Drake.
What? We can't put that on the podcast. But no,
I mean, it's podcast.
You can
couldn't
once.
see it.
you can exactly one time. No, so Terra Lingua was fucking a blast, and it's cool.
It's awesome.
Because it's like
it looks great.
it's such a cool because they're desert people.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
love desert people because
Yeah.
they are desert people.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They're
they're there
artsy.
for a reason.
Yeah.
The
and
ones
cool.
that live there are there for a reason.
Yeah.
The ones that I won't. They're transients, but
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not like
Yeah.
in the hobo way.
Right.
But they come in and work or live there for like 6 months and
And
then
then
leave.
they'll go fuck off and do
But
whatever.
it's like they're there for a reason too. Like
Yeah.
it's a whole
cool.
different mindset.
Yeah.
So high notes, fucking Linus.
Oh.
High notes, long draw pizza is the fucking shit. Because when we pulled in, I was like, it
Yes.
smells pretty good. And then I was like, God damn, this is on point.
Yeah.
Like,
What did you say was first?
what?
High what?
Long draw pizza.
Yeah, but before that, when you went
High points, high note.
highlights.
Yeah, sure. I was just
I
pointing out.
don't. I'm. I
Well,
guess-
you're just old.
Was
Anyway.
that the town? That
No.
was it?
I was just saying the
Like
high
the
points.
highlight-
Oh, the high
highlights of
points.
trips. Yeah, highlights.
Jesus.
of the
I
trips.
get you now.
Okay.
You threw me off. When
You're gonna
you
do
were
some
like,
low points next, right?
Yeah,
I thought you were having
got friends in low
seizure.
places. Yeah, the tism got a hold of me. So we went
Yes,
there.
Long Draw Pizza.
The shit, dude.
Shout out
Yes.
to the owners.
Okay.
We met the
Yeah.
owner the next
Oh,
night
cool.
Yeah.
at her other restaurant.
Nice.
Yeah.
Her and her husband, Mallory Monday.
I'm
Again,
so sorry.
it's so quiet when you
Paps
did
is
that. You
doing
couldn't do it when we were laughing.
Yeah.
And it kind of like
putting in work.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
Yes.
they
it's a-
own that, and then another place down there, restaurant called La Kiva.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude.
Has some scandalous murder history.
Nice.
So I
Love a good
cannot.
scandal.
But she's a realtor in the area. I've been looking at land down there, so I'm like,
Yeah.
hey,
Hey, Mallory.
if you
Um,
hit me up,
Because
yeah.
she was telling us that she like they her and her husband met in New Orleans. That's why Long Draw is so good. Because you know when you get into those little touristy towns and like it's like
sometimes it's a gimmick. Yeah,
Bob's Burger Palace is the shit, and you're like, it's not.
I've
is
had
shit.
the steak
Right.
from the steak place in Amarillo.
Oh,
Not
it's
the big
horrible.
steak. Oh my god, bro!
It's horrible.
When I tell
I mean,
you,
it's
everything on the plate was bad.
no. I've done the same thing because
Yeah.
it was like you got to do it once.
Yeah.
And
no,
it's,
I don't.
Bro, the steak was ass. The green beans was ass. The
Everything.
macaroni.
How do you
bro,
fuck up beans?
How do you fuck up sweet tea? You can
Yeah.
just go buy it. Everything on that they
Yes.
presented to me tasted like someone punched it. Like it was so,
Someone told it, it
so
didn't love it.
Someone punched it with like a mummified donkey dick,
And
and you're like,
one of my
what?
one of my good buddies' wives from Borger, which is an hour north of Amarillo, and I was talking to her about it, and I was like, "Have you ever been there?" And she's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
it is the worst
Yeah,
shit
you
you'll ever."
you eat there one time
Yeah,
because you
just
don't know.
say
The
you-
chicken fried steak was okay.
Yeah.
Dude,
And what's sad is you can literally drive 5 minutes in any direction and get a
get
decent steak.
way better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
Tyler's Barbecue out there,
Yeah.
it's really fucking good. I've had it a couple times. What was that fucking burrito place that we went to when we were out in
Oh
Amarillo?
no! If it's the
It's
one
on
I'm
the
thinking
it's on the
of.
one
west
on the
side.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
past the train tracks, and
Yep.
it's
It's across
Kind of north of
Sharky's.
Yeah,
Sharky's,
is
dude.
bomb.
Dude.
I got a cup at my house from Sharky's. Dude.
Yes.
Sharky's
It is
we
the
ate there,
shit.
and it
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, we-
Sharky's
that's
is bomb.
Do you want
Sharky's
to?
bomb.
You want to know how this really started with vacations and shit? So I will say he is our buddy, but he's really truly your brother. Spanky's brother Larry was turning 50 last year, and
Okay.
he was like, he just ran. We've been motorcycling and hanging out and all that stuff,
Mhm.
and we're talking about like road tripping and all that stuff. And we just hadn't done anything yet. And he goes, "I'm gonna drive to Alamogordo, New Mexico, to surprise my buddy Larry, which I hadn't
Yeah.
met at this point.
Okay.
It's like 600 miles, like 9 hours,
Yeah.
solid 9 hours.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna drive down there to surprise him for his birthday
On a Friday.
Yeah, after work.
Oh,
And,
Yeah.
we're gonna- and he's like, I'm driving into the night, and I have my nice truck. Well, it was nice, thanks, Sheriff. There you go, honey. And so got one, and then so he was like, "Yeah, I want to drive down there." I was like, "Well, we can take the truck and all that," because I was like, "I'm down to party."
Yeah.
And then so then it just
And
slow-
this is like a down and back.
yeah, in and out.
Yeah.
And we were there. We got there Friday night at like 3 o'clock in the
Right,
morning.
yeah,
We
yeah.
were there all day Saturday, bullshitting around,
Cooked
and then
it right back.
and
We
then
left Sunday morning.
yeah, and then fucking rammed it back home because we've been talking about doing a cannonball across the country and all that
Okay,
stuff. Yeah, we
okay.
we wanted to like, so yeah, so then it got into more like he'll be like, "We're doing this." So between the sheriff and Spanky, I don't ever really truly know what's going on. Like when I went to go buy that motorcycle trailer, remember I was showing you the picture of the
Yeah.
goddamn DeLorean. Like
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
that's my day every day. But so yeah, like when we were down in Terralingua, like we're sitting there and we're talking. I'm like, because she's like, "Well, what have you guys been doing?" I was like, "Every day is a new day to me. Every day is
Yeah.
some magical
It's an
fucking adventure. I'm either napping, working randomly, or it's a goddamn adventure."
Nice.
And so we're just talking about some shit, and like penis erectus is on the wall, and she really wants to get rid of it, but she can't.
Yeah.
And she starts telling us, and I was like, we were telling her about Chubby Boy being our podcast and all that stuff. And then she's like, "Oh yeah," and I was like, she's talking about some shit, and she's like, "Oh yeah, there was a murder here." And I was like, "I bet we're about to have a true crime podcast, and we're gonna be fucking." Oh wait, there, damn it. That button. God, that was painful. We're gonna fucking take off.
You need like a box.
I
set that
I
up,
know.
'cause your arms are not long enough for.
Well, usually it's
just
over
bring
here.
the chair down.
yeah,
Oh yeah, we did that last time. I forgot about that. No. And then I got to readust
that
everything.
really didn't help much.
No, it
like,
doesn't.
That was like 1 inch. Yeah,
No, it's still like
Hey, an inch is a big difference.
if I could get an inch in a lot of things in life, I'd be doing it. A-okay. So yeah, so Terraling was the shit, and I think it's one of those kind of camping trips that like you get. It's not too many guys.
Yeah.
10 dudes would be too many, but like a 5-person in a
Yeah,
truck.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's a
I've
fucking
got
party.
90% of the camping equipment. I've got a cold bag. I've got a tent or two.
fuck is a
or
cold
three.
bag?
Like a bag that's meant for cold.
Squirrel
like a cold
has
bag.
none.
I have to bum shit every
I have
fucking time.
drug him on camping trips, and I tell him,
Yeah.
like, this motherfucker's so fucking cheap because I'm like, go buy this sleeping bag.
Go to REI, dude.
So well, no, that's what. Okay,
So he's like, well, you know,
well, no. So we
I
went.
bought this $30 sleeping bag at Walmart. I'll be fine.
No, I didn't. I bought my shit from fucking
No, I know.
J.
From,
Crew?
no,
J-Lo.
J. Crew. Yeah, I went to Ross for
So when we did when we did the
You laugh. There's a sleeping bag in Ross.
when we did the Katy Trail, because I was like, I've done it, camped.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we're doing this. We're going to take camp in hammocks.
Okay.
Well, this motherfucker didn't tell me that when it comes to hammocks, he's a little special needs.
I had not been in a hammock
Ever.
in like 15
No,
years.
How many
ever.
times did you fall out of?
Oh,
that?
dude, I hate shit. Fucking
7.
again.
It sucks because you know it's coming.
Well, so I had a little Jack Daniels bottle like that, the honey one that you had, and I was just drinking out of that motherfucker. And so like it didn't hurt me because I was hammered enough that it was.
But
But
already spinning.
yeah. It's fucking washing machine's going, and I fucking
And
I
I'm
try
in
to
my
get,
hammock sleeping like a baby.
and I try and then. So it is Spanky, it is our friend Heidi, and it is
You know
myself.
Heidi.
Yeah, Heidi. So
yeah.
Heidi's with us, and she
podcast.
can't get in her fucking hammock.
She's a beast.
So I help her get in, and I'm like, this is the one time, because like once I'm in mine, I don't think I'm gonna be able to.
the fuck out of this.
So I got her all hooked up. He's fucking over there. He's out.
I was out. I
dude.
I love going to sleep fast.
Yeah, dude.
so much
I think
fun.
he was asleep before he got in the fucking hammock, for being honest. And you give me shit about like snoring real loud. I was like, it is either one of us is gonna be the loudest
Oh, yeah.
motherfucker ever. And
Yeah.
it's like whenever
Everybody always like says
fuck
that,
is wrong with you
I
two?
snore so loud, and I'm like, I don't have a sleeping problem.
I don't know what
hear
you're-
it.
Yeah, I'm
like
fucking
it's
awake.
lies. I don't hear
Yeah.
it.
So I get her in her hammock, and so then she's like, "Do you need help getting yours?" I'm like, "Well, no, not anymore." Because
Right.
so I'm laughing, and I like get in mine, kind of start trying to sit, and I roll out.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, "Fuck!" And she's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm drunk enough. It's okay."
Right.
I went like fucking 8 times before to the point where I was like, I guess I'm gonna sleep on the picnic table. I finally made it in, and then I was like, hey, call. I had my phone off of silent and everything. I was like, Heidi, if you need to call me, I'll help you get out of the hammock and all that stuff. And like, because I'm not gonna wake up to you just saying my name.
Right.
And then so at one point I wake up and I'm fucking freezing in my goddamn sleeping bag.
It was so
It
cold.
was so cold, and I like I was like kind of worried at one
Yeah,
point. I
waking
woke
up cold sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so cold at one point. I was like, I think I might be freezing to death.
Yeah.
because I can't
yeah.
move.
That can happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. Especially when you've been drinking fucking a bunch of alcohol. So
And spinning and falling out of hammocks.
people were laughing as I fell out of the hammock. So I wake up at one point and I'm like, what time is it? And then I look over and Heidi's got this burrito blanket.
Tortilla blanket.
Yeah,
It looks like a
tortilla.
tortilla.
Yeah.
And I look over and she is asleep on the park bench table like this. Like she's
Yeah. Got her head on the
Yeah.
bench, just laid over.
and then I was like,
and,
oh
and where I'm over in my hammock.
yeah, fucking
You know.
Keeping the bears away.
Oh,
yeah, keeping the bears
Keeping
away.
the bears away.
So then I'm laughing because I'm like, that sucks. And I was like, Heidi, do you want me to help you? And she's like, no. And I was like, all right. So then I wake up like a couple hours later and I like look over and she has taken everything off the top of the picnic table and she's just sleeping on top. She's quit trying to sleep sitting
human-sized
down.
Yeah,
burrito.
she has a burrito on the table.
And when we wake up the next morning, I was finally like, because I woke up and then like he's out fucking off doing whatever he's doing, and I'm like, I'm over this shit, and like, and this is the first night of this fucking adventure, and I'm like, all right, I love him. I don't know why, but I love him, and like I often think that's what the sheriff must
I've
think.
seen that expression.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Played out
have
before. Yeah.
I love that
Creek.
motherfucker to
I've seen
death,
that
but
expression.
there's a lot of times where I'm
Yeah.
like,
See, and I'm like, I would
podcast content. Before we had a podcast, he would say that shit. And I'm like,
There is a lot of that I'm like, we're doing it for the gram.
yeah. Dude, when we were doing the donkey ride up,
Yeah.
he's like, "You're doing it for the gram." I'm like, "I was doing it for fun."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's how many people can say they rode a donkey in Mexico?
A lot. I feel like a lot of people.
No.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. So we're-
Actually, the worst part of Mexico, we go.
Did you
Everything's
think
yellow.
Munizer's Revenge?
What?
no, I
not
didn't.
not in Mexico.
Yeah.
No, we went up and we go to there's this little town. It's called Boquillas.
Boquillas.
And there's 2 restaurants in the town. There's Jose Falcon,
Okay.
and then there is the Boquillas restaurant.
Okay.
That's like the name of it. So it's 2 families and like
Nice.
The Romeotos and the Julietos.
and then there's like one bar,
Yeah.
and then all the people.
Dude, the bartender
like-
hands you shit in the weirdest way. He's like,
Yeah, I think he's not.
I don't know if he got fucked. Sorry, that was off mic. I don't know if he got fucked up by like a bull or what.
I don't know.
Because he like
got
was
fucked
like
up by
grabbing
something.
shit in the weird. Like, do you not like? Did you just land today?
He just had that little. He had that little.
Let me use my strong hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was so. I was like, what in the fuck?
So we go to get lunch, and we had the shittiest Mexican food in
Dude.
Mexico.
Oh, that
like,
sucks.
And
like,
it's-
I'm not even. That was some like if you were in Vermont or Maine and they served Mexican food,
I'll put it to
it would be better
Yeah.
than what
the
we
food
had,
you had
in
Mexico.
fucking Mexico.
That's
I'll put it to you this way:
Uh.
Sheriff and I are on a tour through Scotland at one point,
Mhm.
and all these people that are on the tour with us are from the northeastern part of the country of America,
Okay.
and they do not know fuck about shit when it comes to Tex-Mex, except for one husband because he travels the world for
Okay.
work. And so we're all talking about like fucking guac and all that shit.
Yeah.
Well, there's this fucking place in like fucking Glasgow that's like this Tex-Mex place.
Okay.
It is
okay.
advertised as Tex-Mex. So
Oh,
I was like,
no.
and everyone's like, well, we want to go try it. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be doc. It is like literally,
Like real Tex-Mex.
like it was better than any Tex-Mex I've
Yeah.
ever had. It was so fucking good. And then I was like, Mexican. We're gonna be in Mexico. We're gonna eat Mexican food.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, Tex-Mex,
Yeah.
whatever. Dude, it depressing. I've had
Yeah.
happier times from Taco Casa.
Yeah.
Like Taco Casa is like low on my list. Like Del Taco down there too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sorry, dude. Like taco places should not sell fries.
Yeah.
And
I
like,
agree with
I
that.
get
down
it.
with that. I can get down
Yeah,
with
like
that.
it's like Jack in the Box shouldn't sell tacos.
Yeah.
Stay in your
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
lane.
You know, I don't know. When
I
you're
do.
hammered
Oh,
drunk,
dude.
Do they
those
still
things
have funnel
hit.
cakes?
What?
Yeah. They used to have funnel cakes. at,
What?
Jack in the Box, dude.
Really?
Yeah. The only place you get a funnel cake was the fair.
Dude,
in
I
Jack
feel
in the
like
Box, bro.
Jack in the Box is like Waffle House's brother that like made it.
Yeah.
You know, like you actually graduated high school
Yeah.
and you
The
got
difference was the
that
drive-thru.
job.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
got
yeah,
that government money.
You didn't
know?
GD out. Dude, so do you remember for Oklahoma listeners when the only time you could get Jack in the Box is if you roll through Ardmore
Yep.
back in the day? Because that was the closest one we had.
Yeah,
And then like the Dairy Queen outage of the
Yep.
early 2000s.
Yeah, there used to be they used to be everywhere, and then
And
it was
then
like Clinton and
Yep.
Chickasha.
Chickshaw.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
then a
'cause
couple of small little towns
Yeah.
way
you would
out.
know you were in a officially small town
there's a
when there
Dairy
was a
Queen.
Dairy Queen.
There still isn't a Dairy
When-
Queen in the city, is there?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's one over
Edmond,
by
Memorial and Penn.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of shit over there.
And in Moore.
yeah,
there's one
I
in
know there's one in
19th
more.
Street.
Yeah.
and I think there's one in Midwest City, I want to say too.
I think
There
you're
may
right.
be.
And then I think there's one over in El Reno or Yukon.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Fucking,
They've made
we'll
a
Google it.
resurgence. But yeah, it was Dairy Queen and Taco Casa. If you were in any small
Oh,
town
fuck.
Yeah.
down by the border of Oklahoma, Texas, it was
Yeah,
like,
Taco Casa.
yeah,
Is the hat in here? We went to.
they will give you a free hat.
If you ask,
Oh.
If you
they
go
will.
up and ask for a free hat, they will look at you like you have a second head
At
growing
Taco
out.
Casa?
Yeah,
Taco Casa, yeah.
it's
I'm
just.
getting a hat.
Oh yeah,
Oh, dude, we have
got,
hats.
We
Oh,
got
I'm getting a
hats.
hat.
And so I don't wear them a whole lot because it kind of looks like the
You work
bandito. No,
No, actually, yeah.
yeah, that's.
It kind of looks like you work there. You're just like,
It looks a little like the bandito.
would you
MC
like a
guy.
bag of cheese with your taco?
Yeah. So like when we're out motorcycling, I don't wear it because I don't want anybody to think that I'm a
That you
bandito.
work at Taco
I mean,
Casa.
except that it has neon orange Taco Casa.
Well,
on
mine.
it.
I think is yours the one that's the cool one? Because we asked.
Oh, there's not
There's
a cool
two-
one.
There's
There's two hats. There's two hats. There's the free one that says very prominently Taco Casa, and then
and there's the
there's
manager hat that Cody got that is just the little Mexican guy.
the
I'm
bandito guy.
asking for this hat next time.
And
I go to
so-
Taco Casa.
yeah.
So
yeah.
we were at the one in Norman, and we found out. I don't remember how we figured it out. You could get hats, but like,
we were kind of talking some shit about it, and the
oh yeah,
girl working there was like, "Oh yeah, we have hats if you want one," and we were like, "Fuck yeah, we
yeah,
did."
because
Yeah.
I think I was, yeah, you know, it was around the time,
And then they were like, "We only have one," and it was like, "Oh,
They
and
throw down
hang
a
on.
sword. You got to fight for it.
yeah, there can be only one."
yeah. Well, and then she goes, "Hold on, give me a minute. We have other hats.
Yeah.
Let me go." And she like fucks off for a little bit, and then like I get my food. We're eating, and then she
Yeah.
comes over. She's like, "Hey, come here." And I was like, "What's up?" And she was like, "This is a manager's hat. You can buy these from us, which is weird. You can just buy
How
them.
much was it?
$15." They-
that's really close to being way too much. It's too much.
But
it's not way too much.
But I was like, you can just buy one? And she was like, yeah, but I'm giving it to you for free because your buddy got one. And I felt bad. And I was like, so.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, man. I was just like, well, it was the time of like whenever.
I know what I'm going to be for Halloween.
Taco Costco.
I don't know if I used to, back when I would do street racing back in the day, I used to have a Domino's outfit. Because Farm Truck on back in the day, you know who Farm Truck?
Yeah. Oh, right on the street.
Yeah. So he used to fucking he's got acquired somehow. When Lou's on, we'll talk to him about it. But he had one of the delivery topper things, and he would put it on the Farm Truck, and he would go and he would wear a straw hat and coveralls, usually without a shirt on. And he would act like he was delivering. He would roll up to this O'Reilly's over here. Y'all boys, I'm looking for where this address is to deliver this pizza and fucking troll. And this is like right when I think he put I think it was like the 572 motor in there.
I love that he's like, it's just an old farm truck. And you're like, bro, the tires almost touch in the back.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Is no one looking under this truck that's falling?
It just sounds like an earthquake.
Yeah.
So sitting there.
Dude, how I met them is Kamikaze Chris and his dad and my dad were friends.
Okay.
And then, so his dad unfortunately passes away. My dad, as a solid, was building him a hot rod, a small block Chevy for his Chevelle.
Okay.
So then Big Chief starts coming over because he wants to be fast. So we meet him. The first vehicle I ever went significantly fast in is the farm truck.
Oh my god!
Over by Grand Boulevard, over by the fucking that was used
as fuck,
dude, and it was sketchy as fuck then. He's only put better things on it now.
When that hooks, it's fucking frightening.
Oh my god!
Because when it doesn't hook, it's fine.
Yeah, so it had a spool in it, or a mini spool in it at the time, so he had to fucking drift every goddamn corner. And at the time, I don't know if he's changed it now. I'm sure he probably has. He didn't have seatbelts, and it was
didn't go with seatbelts.
Yeah, and it had a bench seat, an OBS that was like the red one, and it was slick as shit. So my dad and I,
You're up against the window.
oh my god! So it's farm truck Shawn, myself in the middle, and then my dad over here on the right. Because my dad's like, I've been in fast shit, and Shawn's like, no, we gotta go, go. And my dad's like, I had a super fuck it, why not? My dad, because he was like, it was fast. He didn't say anything. So we go and make a fucking full nitrous pool on like Grand Boulevard and 12. And my dad's like, slow down. Because it hooks around over there by the fairgrounds. And he's like, there's not enough shut off for you over here. Make one pass, go back up, make another pass. And I'm like, this is the shit the second time. The first time, I'm like,
I'm dying right now.
Because I had not been anything. So then they all finally leave my dad's shop. And then, so later on, I was like, man, that farm truck's really cool. And he's like, that thing is fucking scary. And I was like, because it's fast? He goes, no, because I think it's going to try to kill you the entire time.
Right. Yeah.
Trucks should not go that fast.
The best thing is watching like the in-cab view of him racing and the steering wheel is literally...
Yeah, when he's fucking funny carring it down the fucking track. God, I fucking love that thing. That thing fucks. So, and the best part is like when I travel around the world, people know two things about Oklahoma City: the Thunder and then Street Outlaws.
Yep.
And I get to go. The first thing I went over 130 miles an hour and was the fucking farm truck.
Cool,
and they're like, how was it? And I was like, fucking terrifying. But
scarier than you think.
Yeah, fucking horrendous.
Yeah.
We're almost at time.
Nice.
Because we've gone a little extra. Okay. But it was so enjoyable. I know that I never won. What? But
yeah, bring the extra.
You did. He brought a little RC climber truck too that we didn't even get to talk about. But
I know. It got taken away from me.
Yeah, because you're gonna fucking destroy it, jackass. You know you're cool and old all at the same time when people are like, "Yeah, you can play with it." No, you can't.
Get this out of his hands.
And let me get that back.
Yeah. Oh, don't know. It's not a baby. It won't.
I'm like, it's not mine.
Seems like a lot of you, probably. But no, I know our number 1 and 2 fans, Nate and our friend Colleen. They're gonna be.
What's up, Phillips?
Yeah, Phillips.
Shout out, folks.
So Nate is a local chopper guy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, dude. He is so funny enough. We took a while because the chopper guys are real tight knit.
Yeah.
But now we're cool with them.
Nice.
It took, like that click in high school where you're trying to.
Yeah.
It's hard
They're
to
like
get with the chopper guys.
It was like it's like you're like.
They would rather roll
like
alone than be with you.
Yeah, do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know anybody in that
we
group?
don't have a chopper, so they still look at you with disdain.
Yeah.
And they're like
Derek Lofton used to work with my wife at some point at a job. I'm not going to talk about it, but And like he was kind of like, no, he's cool.
Yeah.
He's cool. And then like I mean, it took forever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm a cool motorcyclist. And like, are you? And like, what's the name of your motorcycle? Nerd alert? Fuck off.
We'll beat your ass for being here.
Yeah,
They're like,
oh my
that's
God.
not a motorcycle.
Well-
that is a weed eater with wheels.
Well, and
Yep.
Yeah.
one of the guys works for Money Ruins Everything, the skateboard shop in Uptown.
Okay.
And he has a side hustle called Dirty Mac.
Oh, okay.
And he makes cool t-shirts. And I
Nice.
bought like every fucking t-shirt.
Nice.
And I was just like, I would like message him, hey, I want a t-shirt. And he like, oh, next
trying to
time.
buy your love.
Literally. And like, dude, you want to talk about it works. It does. I've learned this with women and puppies.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you
yeah.
buy their love.
Yeah, it works 100%.
Yeah. It's like race cars too. If you buy their love, they're usually
Yeah.
gonna fuck your day
Yeah,
up.
100%.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Like how much money would talk about that? We need next time you're on, talk about your 240 and all that shit.
Yeah, you haven't gotten into 240 and all my goofy import cars that I've had and all that stuff.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
We'll do
everyone always goes,
If anybody wants to buy my love, my love is a 1988 Porsche 911 Safari Edition.
yeah, he
That's
fucking
all.
dude, he
that. That'd be
fuck,
so cool.
Dude,
he loves
Ah.
safaris on a level that is like-
yeah.
I mean,
No.
they're cool. That's a cool car. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
fine. Yeah.
I mean, it's like, could you imagine actually being out off road and somebody ripping by you in a
In a
911?
dude.
And you're like, what was that?
like make the interior like perfect. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
the
Oh.
outside's beat to shit because
Oh,
you
yeah.
actually
Oh, yeah.
rock it or whatever, but the inside's
yeah.
like nice leather.
I think it's on my Instagram.
I would
I'll
be
have to
like,
look.
that would be one where I would be like, in my will,
Yeah.
like, you're going to dig the hole big enough
bury
that
me in this.
this
Bury
will
me,
go in the
motherfuckers
ground.
are-
Yeah, none of you
no
are
one's
getting it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was there a safari? Was there a decor at
There was the
Peterson? I can't
Yes.
remember.
I've got it right.
Because
I got a
like
picture
there's
of it.
the when, dude,
Yeah.
the Peterson was the shit too. Like I like
cool.
That was
because like we ran
Peterson
into
was
each other
cool.
after
Yeah.
after him
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
had
yeah.
gone. And dude, I was just like, dude, Peterson's what's up? Like
I like all cool cars. You know, I'm not like
Yeah.
just imports or
Dude,
just
same.
American or just if it's cool, I like it.
dude. So I was showing you Dan last time. I
Yeah.
had to when we're done. I got to show you what has happened since you seen Dan last.
Cool.
Oh, it's not cool.
Oh,
It's
no.
not good,
No, me gusta.
dude. I get to do wiring now.
that one right there would.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
that
so
green
now
and
we're
everything.
showing and telling, and I'm gonna just go ahead and end it. All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Love you guys. And
Don't let the bear eat your ass. Or do.
Or do.
Or do.
I mean,
dude, have you ever smelled a
can't
bear's
stop it.
mouth? Oh, dude, it's fucking rank. All right, everybody.
that's because of all the ass they eat.
all the ass they eat. All right, bye guys.
next.
You've got a purty mouth. All right, bye guys.